Yo, I'm Kevin Perry, the youngest boxing analyst, and today you're watching a breakdown of William Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson. I had to go ahead and throw on a beanie because I just wasn't rocking with my hair for real. But today, we're going to get to the bottom of this great style matchup that Turki Al-Sheikh has put on for us between Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda on the undercard of Balanga versus Shiraz. Now, if y'all don't know how this goes, I'm going to break down each fighter's pros and cons going into their film review, and then after that, I'm going to transition over into each fighter's keys to victory, explaining different tactics that each fighters need to do to secure that win over their opponent. And then after that, I'm going to transition right over into who I think will win and why. First fight I'm going to be using film from is going to be Shakur versus Padley. Right here, you're going to see that he just struggles with cutting off the ring, never even really trying to cut off the ring. Now, Padley's going to try to escape to his left, and Shakur, instead of cutting off the ring and stepping over to his right, he's just going to follow Padley. And now, one thing you don't want to see, and what tells you that a fighter isn't cutting off the ring, is when both of their shoulders facing towards the nearest rope, instead of it looking like this. Now, this is a picture from Canelo versus Caleb Plant, and as you can see, Caleb Plant is boxing Canelo in. He's not chasing Canelo around the ring. As you can see, Canelo only has two options here. He could go right or he could go left, and Caleb Plant is ready to sidestep either way to block off that and cut off the ring. Canelo can't move backwards unless his back is going to be right on the ropes. But with Shakur, Padley had all the room just to run backwards like he did against Shakur Stevenson because Shakur just followed him around the ring instead of trying to cut it off. Transitioning now over to the Yoshino fight. Now, a lot of people try to criticize people who clinch, but I'm going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. There is a real IQ and real skill that goes with clinching in the boxing game. Right here, this is just a tiny thing that helps me build the criteria for a fighter that can be elite like Shakur Stevenson is. Instead of taking a break in the clinch, like a lot of people think that the clinch is just for, you can work in the clinch and use the clinch to sneak in little shots that will build up over time and wear a fighter down. Here you're going to see Shakur bury his head into Yoshino's chest, and then he's going to throw a vicious uppercut right to Yoshino's stomach. Shakur Stevenson, one of his elite abilities is just his patience that he comes with and brings to the ring, and this is something he's really going to need when it comes to fighting William Zepeda, someone who's as active as William Zepeda is. Shakur's just waiting for his moment right here, staying comfortable and patient in the combination Yoshino's throwing, waiting for his exact moment to strike, and throws a left hand that sits Yoshino right down on his butt. This is something Shakur needs to steer away from when he fights William Zepeda. If William Zepeda gets in the inside, because it's destined to happen, he can't keep him on the outside forever. And especially with someone like I was just saying, with William Zepeda's activity, he can't push away William Zepeda like this, or else he will get clipped trying to do it, because let's be honest, when you're as active as William Zepeda, you're going to be in the inside trying to fight him away a lot more than you would like. Trying to push away William Zepeda like this just isn't going to work, and it's going to be a downfall for Shakur if he tries to do it in the ring. So he needs to come out with ways so he can fight his way out of the pocket to get back to the distance that he wants to be at. Like I was saying earlier, look at Shakur's patience and comfortability in the ring. This is exactly what he needs to bring to the ring when he faces off William Zepeda this weekend on Saturday. He needs to be as comfortable as he was right here on the ropes against Yoshino. He's going to pull back away from a hook, then he's going to go downstairs to a body, then Yoshino's going to land a body shot, and Shakur's going to counter back with the uppercut right on Yoshino's chin, which is going to force him to back up, gives Shakur an escape route off the ropes. This is another tactic that is good for Shakur to use if William Zepeda ends up on the inside. This is what you call a head control. When an opponent's on the inside ducking down, you're going to put your probe out and you're just going to keep his head down, pushing his head down and controlling his head. And when you do this, you can determine where you want your opponent to go. Moving over to William Zepeda versus Tevin Farmer, we're going to break down a bunch of film with this fight, and then not even in 10 seconds, you just learn what Zepeda's identity is, and he's a volume puncher. Right here, he's throwing 6 punches, not even 10 seconds into the fight yet. Get comfortable seeing this. This is something that Zepeda has a huge downfall of. He just doesn't move his head off the line. Whenever he punches or doesn't punch, he mostly only uses hands up defense, rarely using his upper body or his head to evade punches. And what you want to see from the pro elite level is when you jab, you want to see them move their head off the line, and right here Zepeda throws a jab, but Tevin Farmer fires the jab back and he gets the better of the trade. Zepeda's fundamentals and footwork just isn't on that elite level yet, and right here you see him leaning over whenever he throws a left hand, leaving his chin exposed for a sharp counter. One thing I noticed by Zepeda is that he doesn't really like body shots. Zepeda likes to be on the front foot, but here you're going to see Tevin Farmer having no problem walking him back after investing down in that body. And like I was saying with Zepeda's fundamentals, I just don't enjoy it, and I don't enjoy how he doesn't take his head off the line. Right here, he's going to throw a mid-range jab, which is always a no-no in the pro game, and he doesn't even take his head off the line. So Tevin Farmer's just going to throw a left hand over top of the jab and sit Zepeda down for the first time in his career. Okay, now we're going to officially transition over into the keys to victory for each fighter, starting off first with Shakur Stevenson. First of all, Shakur, you need to be active and you need to not miss your opportunities. Any mistake you see William Zepeda make, you need to jump on it right away ASAP. Also, you need to break down Zepeda and tire him out. So anytime Zepeda is clinching in close or you clinch, next Shakur, you need to invest in the body because you need to break down Zepeda and get him to lower down his activity. And if you clinch or he clinches, you need to still continue to invest in the body and work constantly. You need to outwork Zepeda and show him what the elite level work rate really looks like. Now, Zepeda's feet are low-key stuck in the mud, so you need to use your angles to step around him, and then after you step around or you're in his face, double and triple up that jab. Shakur rarely ever doubles up his jab, so I need to see a double stab jab to the body or a triple jab after Zepeda just got done missing a combination. I just need to see all of that. And lastly, the two last things is you need to hide your power and shoot in between shots. Hiding your power, just touch Zepeda in the early rounds. Just tap him, tap him, tap him. Learn your placement, learn your range, and then when the time comes, because you'll feel it, when he makes a mistake in between his combinations, surprise him with your power. And like I just said with surprising him with your power, you need to shoot in between his shots to really slow him down and really make him think twice about just throwing all these wild combinations. Now William Zepeda's keys to victory: make Shakur fight you, man. You got to really bring it to Shakur, but while making Shakur fight you, you need to throw shots with purpose. You can't just be wasting shots because Shakur will make you miss and he will make you pay. So anything you throw needs to have some reasoning behind it, and based off watching your last film, I think you'll be able to do that perfectly fine. Next, you need to take your head off the line and shoot after Shakur shoots. It's just two simple things. Whenever Shakur is done, you need to make him work again because Shakur likes to fight at a low pace. Yes, he can fight high pace, but his baseline pace is he likes fighting at a slow pace where he gets to control it. So you need to make him fight and you need to shoot right after he's done shooting, and when you shoot, you need to take your head off of the line. And the last three things is make it gritty, cut off the ring, and left hand Zepeda. You need to cut off that ring. A lot of people like to clown Shakur for being a runner, but it's not all on him when he does run. It can also be on the guy for not knowing how to cut off the ring. So Zepeda, don't come into this ring without knowing how to cut off the ring, but I expect you to work on that throughout this entire fight camp, throughout this entire lead up to the fight. And make it gritty, Zepeda. Same thing I said to Shakur when he's in the clinch with you, you need to do the same thing to him. When he's in the clinch or you guys are up close, you need to be touching him at all times. Pause. But you just need to be touching him at all times. Now, after everything, I am picking Shakur Stevenson to win this fight by late stoppage in the 10th or 11th round, in between a shot, where he catches Zepeda in between a shot, and I don't think he'll hit him with a one-punch knockout. I think Zepeda will get back up, and then Shakur will put him on him for a TKO stoppage, where Shakur gets his hand raised and still. And now to end off this video, I know I have like pretty high energy in this video, you know, I'm smiling and stuff, but like this is just like my hobby. But you know, I'm going through a really rough time outside of like in my real life. So I just want to be like a little serious with y'all right now. Like I am going through a really big thing in my life right now with multiple different things all at once, and it's a lot on my plate. And you know, I ain't going. So that's why I haven't been posting as much, but I'm gonna try to keep pumping out the videos for you guys. But I use like my last bit of energy that I had for the day on this video. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know who you're picking for this fight and how you see it and what you guys think of the breakdown, what you guys want to see improved and what you guys don't like. So let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Much love. Peace.